everyone, this is Eternal Night bringing you another Diablo 4 video. So I just reached level 80, and I figure I show you my updated Blood Necromancer build from the previous one. I definitely updated it a lot more. I want to show you guys what the build looks like, and if you're thinking about an Overpower build for Necromancer, maybe you can use this guide to help you guys out. Alright, so starting off, let's explain Overpower. Overpower is quite a tricky mechanic. It goes based off of your total HP plus your Fortify, which is just an extra health bar on top of it. And then when you overpower, it'll take the damage out of both of them plus whatever overpowered damage stats you have. So to start things off, my attack power is 9600. I'm still testing this out. I don't know how much attack power affects overpower, but I'm trying to get my life as much as possible, your HP. And then I have 6300 armor. So to go over the abilities really quick. So, start things off, I'm using Hemorrhage, just so, to get Blood Orbs, and I'll show you in the build later. Blood Orbs gives you more attack, and also heals you, so that's good for trying to get some quick heals in. We'll take Enhanced Hemorrhage and Acolyte's Hemorrhage for the attack speed. So the problem with this build that I've been noticing is Essence Regeneration, and I'll show you how we can mitigate that. But a lot of people like to go Reap. I've tried Reap as well. It's actually really good to form that first corpse, so then you could, corpse Tendril and then just spam your Blood Surge. However, Reap is so bad single target damage, aka elite or boss, especially with the vampire modifier. It's literally impossible to kill him as a solo necromancer. Hemorrhage is a lot quicker. You could dodge. As you're dodging, you can spam this with the attack speed buff, and it'll delete the enemy. But if you want to go Reap is good because when you use Rathma's Vigor, it will not proc after 15 because it's not a blood skill. However, you need to keep in mind, Hemorrhage will proc it. Yeah, just keep an eye out when you're at 15 stacks over here. So, next up, we'll go Blood Surge. This is going to be our main skill. As you can see, I have 8 out of 5, and then we're going to take Enhanced Blood Surge and Paranormal Blood Surge, which will guarantee us after 5 stacks, it'll overpower. We're going to grab Unliving Energy and Imperfectly Balanced. As you can see, I have 6 out of 3. This is really good. I'll be doing 30% more damage, but it'll cost 18% more essence. However, again, we're going to have a lot of essence regeneration. Take 1 for a Hued Flesh, because since we don't have Reap, we're trying to spawn some corpses just so we could get that Corpse Tendril out. Blood Mist. This is going to be offensively or defensively. Gets you out of a sticky situation. Or if you proc Rathma's Vigor, which is here, after 15 stacks, you could go on the offensive with Blood Mist. It's actually quicker than using Blood Surge, especially for a single target damage. We'll take Enhanced Blood Mist, and I've been going between the two. I've tried Dreadful Blood Mist. It's really good. Gets your Fortify stacks really fast. But we need corpses. So, until I find another solution, I think this would do. We're going to take Spiked Armor. You're going to be getting hit a lot. So, Thorns is pretty good. We're going to go with Iron Maiden here. We're not going with Decapify. I tried both. I like the Essence Regeneration with Iron Maiden because of right here. It no longer costs essence, and you'll gain 5 essence for each enemy. Really good. And then we'll take Abhorrent Iron Maiden. So you're going to be spamming Blood Surge a lot. It'll heal you at the same time as you're killing enemy. We're going to take Death's Embrace for close enemy contact. And Amplify damage. This is self-explanatory. We're going to Put 1 point in gruesome ending. We don't need a lot of healing. And then coalesce blood, green vitality, tides of blood. Corpse Tendril, our bread and butter. It's gonna stun and slow and put vulnerable on the enemies. Enhanced Corpse Tendrils is gonna provide slow, and we're gonna use vulnerable. I've been going one or the other here. I have to keep testing if attack power enhances overpower damage, because this will be really good as you're grabbing blood orbs on the Paragon board. You could get a page where as you pick up blood orbs, your attack power increases. But for now, vulnerable. We're gonna get 3 in necrotic carapace. Whenever a corpse is formed, you're gonna get fortify. We're gonna take Golem instead of Blood Wave. Golem is just super good. We're gonna grab the damage reduction, and we're gonna grab the critical strike. And then Standalone and Memento Mori. And then, last but not least, Wrathman's Vigor. So that's the skill tree. Let me go ahead and show you the pieces. So again, you want a lot of life. This is your bread and butter. So, a bunch of stats you want to look out for. Maximum life. Fortify regeneration. Get that fortify up as fast as possible. Unfortunately, my pieces have not been that good, but this build is still doable. Another thing, willpower and intelligence. I think these go hand in hand, because you can't go straight willpower, because then your skills won't do any damage. But you can't go full intelligence, because then you won't have any overpower damage. It's like you have to go both. Because a lot of the Paragon trees for Necromancer, there's a lot of intelligence and a lot of willpower. So when you're not overpowering, at least you'll be doing some damage in the meantime. So that's why I have both. So, go with the headpiece. We're going to take the aspect of disobedience. I just got this helm, so I didn't have a better imprint, but this would do for now. As you can see, cooldown reduction, basic attack speed, maximum life. This is almost a god roll for maximum life, and then essence. We need a lot of essence if we're going to be spamming Blood Surge. For the chest, we're going to take aspect of the protector. We'll get a barrier after we damage an elite enemy every 30 seconds. Again, maximum life. These are pretty good rolls here. 14% damage reduction while fortified, because as long as you have fortified, more damage reduction, because this is a tank build. So you want to be able to survive. Unlike the other Necromancer builds where they're kind of, one-shotting everything, but you know what? They get one-tapped. So I'd rather survive, take a sliver longer, than just screwing up once and then you're getting one-shotted. Total armor and damage percent. For the gloves, I have not found a better gloves. This is probably near perfect. I love this aspect. Wrathman's Chosen. Whenever your blood skill overpower, gain 41% attack speed. Once you overpower with Blood Surge, you can spam the heck out of it, and that's really good. Because you'll get the stacks up a lot faster. Now, the stat crit chance and crit damage. Yes, overpower can crit. With crit damage, it's not a multiplicative value, it's an additive value. So whatever your crit damage percentage is, it'll just add to the total overpower damage you have. But it does not get multiplied. So, people say don't use crit chance, crit damage. I say, if you can get crit chance in there, do it. Not so much on the crit damage, but you want to crit. You want to crit because if you're critting, it's still an extra value. A little bit more damage, regardless. 3 ranks of Blood Surge. For the legs, I'm looking for Temerity. It has not dropped. As soon as I get Temerity, this will be replaced. But for the meantime, we have, maximum life, total armor, damage for 4 seconds after killing an elite. So very good things, and also the aspect of might, which if we're gonna have a lot of attack speed once we overpower. Our basic skills, 20% damage reduction for almost 6 seconds. The boots, movement speed. Necromancers suck at moving. So, I got a good roll for the movement speed. We got 4 ranks of Corpse Tendril, which is great. Intelligence, and then essence cost reduction, because we're going to be spamming Blood Surge. So I went with a sword and shield. I see some videos, see other people rocking two-handed weapons. But you know what? I like the damage reduction from the shield. I like to be able to survive. So we're going to go with sword and shield. I think this is more viable. However, it's a little bit less damage, but you know, I'll deal with the trade-off. So we have the sword. You know, as with Corpse Tendril, look at that, 18% damage to crowd-controlled enemies, 27% damage to slowed enemies, and 23% core skill damage. All of this will help with your overpower damage. And then we have here the Corpse Tendril aspect. So it's an extra 57% bonus crit damage when we Corpse Tendril. And that's just an additive value. It doesn't hurt. For the amulet, Blood Surge Nova, Echo. This is great. I got the perfect roll, 40% less damage. Got 3 ranks of imperfectly balanced. That's where you see over here, right here. So your core skill, you'll do 30% increased damage. So that's where I got it. Almost, definitely a perfect roll there. Damage reduction from distant enemies. You need damage reduction because you don't want your fortify or your health to go down. You're trying to mitigate as much damage as possible to keep your health and fortify up so you can do more damage. Willpower percentage, movement speed percentage, and then the 3 ranks. The rings. This is, I have not had any luck, but I'll show you what I have here. So, maximum essence, damage to close enemies also helps. Physical damage. So, if you look at your skill, for hemorrhage and for blood surge, it's a physical damage type of skill. So, physical damage, damage to close enemies, these will all help your overpower damage. And of course, a roll of maximum life. Right, as of right now, I am wearing Mother's Embrace. This does help a lot with essence regeneration because you're going to be in hordes of enemies and it's definitely 5 or more. Obviously, this will not help with single targets. However, I am waiting for the 1 to 4 essence aspect where if I corpse tendril an enemy, I gain essence back. That's the only way I will swap out Mother's Embrace, and I have the ring ready right here because it rolls maximum life, physical damage, damage to close enemies, and damage to stun enemies. So as soon as I get that aspect, I'm taking that Bone Storm out of here, and if I were to wear it, my health goes up to 11k. So I'm just waiting for that. And for the barrier, you know, you get your Thorns. Thorns is really good because you're going to be getting hit a lot. We have damage reduction. Stats, I like the imprint. Each time Bone Storm damages an enemy, you gain a barrier equal to 4% of your base life. I have a 5%er, I just haven't put it in yet. I'm just waiting to see if I get a better shield. Crit chance, and then basic skill attack speed. You want to gain as much essence as possible. So, and let's go over the stats here. So, crit chance, 32.6. I actually crit a lot more often because you're hitting so many enemies at once. Crit strike damage, again, it's just additive. It's not multiplicative. And here's your overpower damage, 1082. I don't know. A lot of builds that I see don't even show these stats, so I figure I show you guys what's going on behind the scenes. So all of these help with your overpower damage. So vulnerable damage, crowd damage versus crowd controlled enemies, damage versus slowed versus close, while healthy, while fortified. Like all of these help with your overpower damage. And then on top, at the end, around 140 essence, 145% movement speed, 13% cooldown reduction. So, and then a bunch of damage reduction modifiers. You need. I'm trying to find gear pieces where we'll have fortify generation. That just helps with stacking your fortify a lot quicker. Mine is pretty low, but you know, in due time. And of course, maximum life over 10,000. Now to the Paragon board. All right. So there are a few rare nodes you need. Territorial. This will help you with damage reduction against close enemies and damage to close enemies. As you can see, it is maxed out, level 15. So I grabbed any of the remaining dexterity nodes, and this is what I have. Not sure if I'm going to switch it out later, but we'll see. The second node is control. This helps with your damage against crowd-controlled enemies. This is really good because you're going to be stunning them. So you get an extra 20% increased damage on top of the 54% that I have here. And last but not least, dominate. This is going to be your overpower glyph. You're going to need this. As you can see, 212 extra overpower damage. This is also level 15, just for the radius. Now, there are a few with overpowered Necromancer. There are only a few pages that is worth getting. I don't know if I'm going to go above 3, because there's maybe one other one. There's a page where it says damage to elites. Maybe I'll grab that one, but that will be the last page. So for the first one, you want Bloodbath page. You get over 50% multiplicative overpower damage. You want these rare nodes, so damage while fortified and fortified regeneration, damage while healthy, and your overpower damage, because you just don't want to lose health. So while you're healthy, which is 80% health and up, you're gonna get extra damage. I'm working on this, more life and more damage while fortified. Damage while fortified, damage to crowd-controlled enemies, and intelligence. So again, intelligence, willpower, and then any others would be dexterity. I would not bother with strength. You don't need strength. You don't need it. For the second page, or the third page here, you want the blood begets blood. Again, I'm still testing these. I have not focused on getting this yet. As you can see, I don't have any of these. However, what's good about this page is right here. Aggression. 60% overpower damage, plus another 10% damage, and then all of these is just more overpower damage. I have here 12.5% damage while healthy, and then as you pick up a blood orb, an extra 20% damage. And that is pretty much what I have right now. As far as what I'm going to try and fill out, I'm working on this, working on the damage reduction rare node, and then once I complete these two, I'll just go attach another board and see what my last page will be. And that's the build, guys. I mean, I think it does really good damage. I've cleared tier 40, and to prove it, I will show you. Where is it? Right here, feats. So, complete tier 40 Nightmare Dungeon. I was able to solo this by myself. And that's the build, guys. Overpower is definitely a unique stat. I know it may not be hitting like Bone Spear or Corpse Explosion. However, you're tanky, you do very good damage. I'm still understanding Overpower, but I just figured I'd give you guys a starting point as far as the build. Alright, if you like this video, comment and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. Have a good day.